Alright, so I wanted to talk a little bit about double versus single letter pronunciations. So Finnish has a lot of words that have like double consonants or double vowels in them, and depending on how you pronounce that, it can change the meaning of the word. So for example, in one word you might have like a 1K in the middle, and then you might change it to a double K and the word changes. But at least English native speakers say they tend to have a problem like hearing the difference between the two. So I just wanted to walk you through it and explain to my best ability what the difference is and how the pronunciation is different. The first example I'll have is the Kuka versus Kukka. So Kuka with 1K is who, and Kukka with 2Ks is flower. Now, the difference between them, especially when you're saying it in a normal conversation pace, is very tiny. Kuka and Kukka. Kuka kukka on siellä. Like, it's not a big difference. So let's just take it step by step, break it down, and I think actually in doing this kind of video, it'll help to break down the word into like the tavutukset. So how we learned Finnish in first grade was breaking up the word into tavus, which are like little, like every time you kind of, how would you explain a tavu? So with Kuka, you would break it up as Kukka, Kukka, Kuka. And because there is no double vowel or double consonant, there's no double letter in this word, you can just rush through it at your own pace. Kuka. Like, you don't have to pay particular attention to any part of the word because you can just read it right through, rush through it if you want. It's fine because you don't need to really emphasize any letters because it's just all single. So Kuka, Kuka. Now the difference comes when you add another K to this word. So then Kuka becomes Kukka. Okay? And the tavu for this would be Kuk space Ka. Kukka. And what that means is you're gonna want to put your kind of like your little pause in between the two Ks of the word. So what you're doing is you're spending a little more time on the K. So you wouldn't say Kukka. That's not what we're doing. What we're doing instead is kind of going like Kuk, and you're like in the process of saying the K, not Kuk. Like in the two tavus, the difference is when you're saying Kuka, if you're doing it in the tavu way, you're doing ku, and you're ending with the U, ku, and then you start the K again after the little tavu, ka, Kuka, right? The difference with Kukka is that for the tavu, what you're doing is you're ending with the K, so you're going like Kuk. You're not saying k already, but you're kind of ending, and you're not ending in a u, you're ending in a k kind of position of your mouth, right? So you're going Kuk-ka, 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 right? So does that make even any sense? Like, because when I do it in my mouth, the first one is Kuk-ka, and the second one would be Kuk-ka, Kukka. So like I'm already like kind of saying the K, but not really in my throat. And also what you want to do is kind of pause on that K. So in Kuka you can just go like Kuka, Kuka, it's fine, just rush right through it. In Kukka you can't do that because otherwise it would turn into Kuka. Kukka. You want to pause on that K, kind of like a Kukka, Kukka. Like, rather say it too slow than too fast, because there's no such thing as 3Ks in Finnish. So if you're saying it too long, people won't confuse you for saying another word. Whereas if you do it too fast, you can run the risk of it sounding more like who instead of flower. So what you want to do, just if you want to be on the safe side, just pause longer rather than shorter, because it emphasizes that you're going for the double K instead of a singular K. Even though if it might sound over dramatic, when you're maybe just practicing out, like being like Kukka. Like obviously that sounds very dramatic and not natural, but if you're, just practicing and starting out, I would rather pause on it a little extra longer than doing it too short. Just so, it makes it very clear what you're trying to say. And also, yeah. So if you go like Kukka, Kuka, Kuka, Kukka. Now, I'm sick of this example already of saying Kukka. My jaw's starting to hurt. So let's just move on to the next example I have and maybe it'll make more sense. So the next example I have is between rug and worm. So worm is mato, M-A-T-O, mato, 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 right? And then rug is matto, matto, matto. Okay, the pause is between the two T's. So that means, again, when you're saying the word, you're gonna pause on that T a little extra longer than you normally would. You would go matto. So when you're doing that pause, you already have your mouth in the shape of how you would say T. For matto, when you're doing the pause, it's ma. You have your mouth in an A, ma, and then you go to to. In matto, when you're pausing that like tiny bit extra, your mouth is already like in the preparation for the T sound. Matto, right? So that kind of, again, it's a very subtle difference, but I think if you start doing this, it will make a dramatic difference. Because matto, you don't pause at all, you just run right through the word. Whereas in matto, you want to have that little matto, matto, that little pause on that T, right? Matto, matto. And again, just take it a bit more slowly. I think in Finnish speech, how like a natural pace of saying it would be matto and matto. So there is still that little bit of pause. Matto, 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 matto. Okay, another example is Tuu-li and Tuu-li. So Tuu-li is fire, Tuu-li is wind. Tuu-li, Tuu-li. Tuu-li, Tuu-li. Tuu-li, Tuu-li. Okay? Tuu-li, Tuu-li, Tuu-li. 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 You just want to Tuu-li. Pause on that U. Tuu-li. 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 The sun is moving. This is like a Halloween video. Goodness, okay. Oh, this lighting is so disgusting. Anyways, so yeah. And another one is kisa versus kissa. So kisa is like a competition. Kissa is a cat. Kisa, 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 kisa. Okay, and then cat is kissa, kissa. You're pausing on that S, so you're already going kis. Oh, mail time. And then ending with the sa. Kis-sa. Kissa. You want to pause on that S for a little while. Kissa. Kisa. Kissa. Kisa. Kissa. Kisa. Kissa. How I kind of imagine it in my head is, like those little balls that bounce on top of words. I don't know where I've even seen this, but it kind of like where... Maybe in like karaoke's and stuff, they have that little ball that bounces on like the words where you're supposed to say. In my head, like when it says kisa, it's like bounce, bounce. And then kisa, it's kind of like bounce, bounce. Like it's just a bit slower. Kissa and kisa, kissa. Okay, and then finally we have a triple one. So we have sana, word, sanna, which is a girl's name, and Saana, which is a different type of girl's name. Right, so let's break this down. First one for word is sana. Sa-na. Sana. Sa-na. Sana. Okay? And then we have the first girl's name, so Sanna, so the double N. Sanna. You pause on that N. Sun-na. Sun-na. Sanna. Sanna. Sana. Sanna. Sana. Sanna. Okay? Sana, sanna. And then we have the third one, which is the double A in the beginning. Saana. Sa-na. It's like, well, should I just do my video like this? Sa-na. Sa-na. Sana. Sana. Sanna. Sana. Can you at all hear the difference? Sana. Sanna. Sana. And of course, when you're speaking, you're not gonna probably be, or like the speaker won't be emphasizing these pauses as much as I am. So for example, if I just say them in a natural way, it would be sana, sanna, sana. So yeah, it might be a little hard to catch on at first, but yeah, basically what I'm just trying to teach is that if you see a double consonant or a double vowel, a double letter of any sort, just give it a little bit of pause. Just give it a little bit of pause, give it a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of time, so that something like sana, sanna, and sana sound different enough for the listener to be able to distinguish them. Right? So that was my brief intro to pronouncing double letters in Finnish. Hopefully it was helpful. I feel like it wasn't, but it is a tricky thing, especially because when we're born, we're able to acquire, we have all of the linguistic capabilities in our brain already, but they get cut off very early on. And I'm talking before you're even 1 year old. Like the sound combinations you don't hear that you just don't hear in your environment, they're just like pruned right off from your brain. So for example, Finnish kids, like these connections, they've been hearing them since they were born. And if, let's just say for English native speakers, this kind of stuff isn't really that important in English, so they'd be pruned off pretty fast. So that's why for a Finnish ear, it's quite obvious and quite easy to hear. But if this isn't in your native language, it can actually be very difficult to distinguish. And it's not your fault, it's just you weren't exposed to such like tiny differences in like the double letters growing, like when you were a baby, basically, that, you know, that area of your linguistic capabilities just got pruned off. Little psychology fact there. So yeah, you just have to train yourself to be able to hear the difference, and just expose yourself to Finnish a lot, and just really pay attention to how people are pronouncing, you know, the 1 versus 2 letters. And just, yeah, my final tip is, if tavoittaing helps, go for it. Like when you're practicing and reading stuff in your head or out loud, you can, you know, just tavoittaa, like, this is a sana. My name is Sanna. My name is Saana. Like you can kind of tavoittaa it while you're practicing. And also just if there's a double letter, just pause on it a little longer. Saana. Sanna versus sana. Okay? Basically beyond that, there isn't really much I can verbally teach you. It's just practicing and trial and error, seeing how people respond. I don't know. Anyway, let me wrap this up. I've been taking too much of your time already. Hopefully all your Finnish lessons are going well and you are still motivated after watching this. Yeah, I guess that just about concludes this video, so till next time.